Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Tampa Talk Sports Talk, everybody. I'm your host, James Keogh, and yes, this is the best sports show on earth, and yes, we're getting closer to Christmas every single episode as we go. I'm excited. You should be excited. You should also be excited for Week 14. Guys, we have some great fucking matchups. We have some great fantasy sleepers like we do every week. ESPN playoffs starts next week, unless you're in my league, where the guys started this week, so we can get our fucking starters in for the whole season. Neither here nor there. We have my pick, guys. We're going to talk some football, what's going on in the NFL. You got to love the Friday show. It is the best. But we are starting with Week 14 sleepers, bro. We have some good ones right here. First one, we have Ty Johnson from the New York Jets. He is 14% rostered, by the way. Just keeping that out there. A lot of y'all were complaining when I say it after the fact. So, yeah, he's 14% rostered in the league. Now, he went off last week. He had 124 yards against the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, speaking about that game, you guys know, banger game. But this week they play the Seahawks. Even though Seahawks rushing defense is 8th in the league, and last week they were 32nd. No, they were 31st last week. This week, overall in the season, they're 8th in the week. Still look for some explosions because the way this guy was running last week, if you guys were watching the game, he was a downhill runner and he's elusive at the same time. So he's a good running back if you have someone that you need for the flex, or if you've been, you know, for example, like one of my leagues, I drafted T.Y. Hilton, so I had to shuffle out my flex option all year long. This is a good guy to pick up. He's only rostered in 14% of the leagues. You're going to see an explosion in him from the Seattle defense. And I think the Seattle defense is going to struggle because it seems like they always struggle in New York for some reason. And, you know, last week coming off that loss, hellacious loss to the Giants, you're going to want to see a comeback from the Seattle Seahawks. But you know what? I don't think this is going to happen. I think that I think that Ty Johnson is going to go off and the Jets may get their first win. Who knows? And another thing is the Seahawks haven't won by more than 10 points since week 1. It's week 14. It's been close games for the Seahawks ever since week 1. You can see by last week and the week before. Like I said, Ty Johnson, pick him up. He is going to be a good sleeper. 14% available in ESPN leagues. Get him up. All right, boys. So our next guy is wide receiver Colin Johnson. A lot of Johnsons in this thing. He is rostered in 0.7% of leagues. So you know what that means? He will be in your fantasy league. He will be there. He will be in your waiver wire. You just got to look for him. Not that hard. Just do a little bit extra work. Now you're like, Jimmy, why him? Well, the Titans have allowed the 4th most touchdown passes with the 4th most high passing rating in the league this year. So expect to see a lot of touchdowns this game. And he is also 6'6", guys. Clearly, this guy's gonna fucking clap cheeks. Clearly, he's gonna catch balls. When I watched the game against Minnesota, he went and he was more of a, he was a slot receiver. Obviously, he was more of a corner route and a slants guy. Picked him up for the cheeky first down. Picked him up for when the cornerbacks and the safeties were slipping. This guy's gonna be good for your fantasy team. Also, another flex option if you've been switching out your flex every single week. He is a good guy to pick up. Now, yes, last week he did go off for a lot of points. He had like 16 points last week, but he has racked up more than 100 yards in the air for 3 consecutive games. 3 consecutive games he's caught for over 100 yards. This guy, he's a good pickup. I would like him. I think I have him over Ty Johnson. So the order again, Ty Johnson the bottom, Colin Johnson. And then now for our final guy, we have Tim Patrick from the Denver Broncos. He is rostered in 19.8% of leagues. This guy's an absolute stud. Yes, Henry Ruggs isn't him. Jerry Jeudy is on the Denver Broncos, but like I said, he's the guy who's getting the second most work. He has gone for 10 Tennessee points. He has gone for 10 fantasy points in the last 7 of the 9 games that he's played in. At least 10. So this guy's an automatic. I don't know why he's not picked up more in this league. I guess it's because the Denver Broncos. Yes, we get all that. But you know what? Even the shitty teams still have to dip and dunk it to someone. And Tim Patrick's the guy to go. And this week, he's playing the fourth worst defense in terms of opponent yards per catch and yards per reception, allowing yards per reception. I think this guy is going to be a good guy to pick up for your PPR league flex. I have him for my flex this week. I know Colin Johnson also looked kind of tasty, but Tim Patrick I think is the way to go, boys. If Tim Patrick's picked up, Colin Johnson, you know the order. But like I said, Tim Patrick, the way he plays, he's a hard player. He runs down the field. He's physical, very physical, and he'll fight for that first down. And like I said, just like Colin Johnson, he's the more of the slants curl guy, in the flats where they just dip it out to him when the play's not there. You're going to see that. You need a PPR. If you're in PPR, that's a lot of receptions. Receptions mean points. Points means winning. That's what we do for ESPN the week before the playoffs if you're in a normal league. I was corrected last week. Sorry I said the playoffs were kicking off. Again, like my fantasy team, my fantasy league for my ESPN one starts this week because, week 17, now all your starters play. But anyways, boys, that is fantasy bangers, actually, week 14 fantasy bangers. These guys, I'm looking for high points. Like I said, they're at least going to do their jobs. Last week we had one guy who didn't do his fucking job. We're not going to call him out. But, yeah, these guys are going to do their jobs. They're going to get it done. They're going to get it done right. They're going to win you the game. And you're going to thank me later. So, we're on a hot streak right now, fantasy bangers, so I'm enjoying it. Our next game, actually, recap, not next game at all. That's on me. Our recap for Thursday night's football game. Now, this was just an ass whooping all around. I was watching, I was talking to my friend. I was like, I've never seen a team dominate the way they did. Now, it wasn't a dominant, yes, it was a dominant score, 24-3. But if you watch the game, they did not allow the Patriots to fucking, breathe. As in, to fucking get anything started. They deflated the balloon every time the Patriots had a chance where it was inflated. I'm telling you right now, Sean McVay got the best of Bill Belichick, even though, in the Super Bowl, Bill Belichick did the other way. I'd rather have won the Super Bowl than this game. But Sean McVay did what he said he was going to do. And he is now 34-0 after leading after halftime. Fucking nuts, bro. But, yeah, this game, Cam Newton did not look good. Threw a pick six. So did Jared Goff. He threw a pick, not a pick six. But Aaron Donald got to the fucking quarterback a bunch of times, got sacked. Pats looked like dog shit after whipping the fucking Los Angeles Chargers for fucking 45-0. Absolutely shit on them. But Rams came back and shit on the Patriots. What the Patriots need, they're just missing key players. They're missing someone who's going to take them to the next level. I don't think Cam's going to be there next year. Now, I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback. I think they're going to go with Jared Stidham. Or they might can't sign Cam Newton in 1D, but I really don't think he's going to be there next year. I don't think Bill Belichick is excited and is happy with the performance Cam Newton's been doing, but it's not all Cam Newton's fault. You got to think. The whole Patriots team is either injured or, half their defense did not want to play because of the COVID regulations, so they opted out of the season. So that's hurting them more. Bill Belichick, I always trust him. He's a smart motherfucker. He'll know what he wants to do, and he'll get it done. General manager and head coach. Guy's been drafted, doing it for years, has 6 Super Bowl rings. I'm not questioning the Patriots organization right now. But what I am saying is, Rams look good. Now, I'm not trying to be like the fucking bandwagoner who say, look, the Rams, look, because they're winning, because they won 2 games in a row. I'm not going to be like that. But what I'm saying is the Rams look dominant. They look really consistent. They look on offense and defense. They could shut you out and fucking light you up with fucking Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cooks and Cam Akers. By the way, I was kind of pissed off. I'm not as into the running back situation and the Los Angeles Rams organization, so I drafted Henderson Jr. and that was for my daily fantasy lineup, and I fucking lost because of him. If I would have drafted Cam Akers, I would have probably won $100 last night. But that's neither here or there. That's poor management on me. Like I said, the Rams look really good, consistent, just shutting out the Patriots everywhere they go. Now, if I was Cam Newton, I would be looking into what else? I would be looking into play better games. Now, they're not officially eliminated from the playoffs, but I think the Patriots are eliminated from the playoffs. With the AFC East being AFC East, with the AFC East actually being really competitive with the Bills and the Dolphins, and then you have the AFC playoff picture in general just being a high 10 win. It's going to be a 10-win teams in those AFC wild card slots. So I do not think the Patriots are going to get with 7 losses. But yeah, that was a recap of last night's game. And just like every week, we're going to the next segment. We're going to my... Sorry, just choked on air. I don't know how that happened. The next segment, we're going on my picks. Guys, this week, there's a lot of fucking good games. Dallas Cowboys got flexed out of the Sunday Night Football spot, thank God, because who wants to see those fuck boys? But we got fucking 4 games this week because it's just that good. We have important games, and they're revolved around the AFC North, to be honest, because the AFC North is just such a competitive division right now. They go alongside, I don't really see an NFC division besides, the NFC West being as competitive, and even then, the Cardinals look dead right now. The Seattle Seahawks look dead right now. So I don't see a competitive division like the AFC North. So there's going to be a lot of teams revolving around that. But our first matchup, we have the Minnesota Vikings versus Tampa Bay. Now, what can I say about this game? Tampa Bay's coming off a fucking bye. They need this win. They need this win to get the momentum started. They need this win to just, honestly, just kick off, the playoff push and the playoff run that they have to do for the wild card. Yes, they're in the wild card right now, but because the NFC is not looking too good this year. But what I'm saying is, they need a push right now. And they need this win over Minnesota. It would stop the rumors about Bruce Arians and Tom Brady not getting along, Tom Brady not knowing the offense. They just need a click game, and I feel like this is going to be the click game. I feel like it's going to be a dominant game, kind of like the Green Bay Packers game, where they just shit all over Green Bay. Now, for the Vikings side, you come off a close win in OT versus the Jaguars, great game. You're looking for, playoff push also. You're looking to get in that wild card spot, or the last wild card spot, because Green Bay's, probably going to win your division. But you're looking for a good one. You have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. You have Dalvin Cook. These are some good, and Kirk Cousins. This is a good offense coming in good against a struggling Bucs defense in the past weeks. But like I said, for some reason, when it coming off a bye, I just have faith in the team coming off the bye because I feel like it's like, hey, we got our shit together. We see our flaws. We've had a week to relax. Just relax. We got a week to breathe. Even though we had to do COVID tests every goddamn day, we had a week to breathe, we had a week to relax, we had a week to see our flaws. And now we're going to come back and kick ass. So even though the Vikings team has been on a run since probably week 8 or something, they've been pretty good. They've been coming back. I just really think the Bucs got the dub here. I don't know by how much. I don't know by how many. I just really think the Bucs are going to win it by a lot of points. I'll say 2 scores. Fuck it. Either touchdown, field goal, touchdown, field goal. Oh, well, field goal is 1 score. But, like I said, Vikings, even though Adam Thielen came on the show, came on Pat McAfee's show, and said that they're feeling really good. They're feeling really good about this Bucs team. They're strategizing really hard. I really don't think they're going to be expecting what comes out of this bye from Tom Brady because, like I said, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. We'll get into the fact that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, that's very interesting. I was just thinking about that now. It's funny how my mind works. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, everybody was talking about who's going to do better. It seems like they're both struggling without each other. But anyways, I got the Bucs winning by 2 scores here. Bucs coming off a bye, going to kick the Vikings' ass. But it may be a close game. I may be wrong, but the Bucs are going to win at the end of the day. All right, boys. Our next game of the week, we have the Colts versus the Raiders. Now, this is a very important game for the AFC South. This is a very important game if you're looking at the wild card contentions, because the Kansas City Chiefs are probably going to win the division. The Raiders are looking for a wild card opening. The Colts are, I think, leading the AFC South right now. So you have the Titans looking from the outside. You got a lot of, this game is very important for both sides of the party. Now, this is the Colts at the Raiders. Now, the Raiders coming off a hellacious victory against the Jets. Now, a lot of people saying, the Jets aren't good, so the Raiders suck because they couldn't beat the Jets. Guys, this is a professional football team. Whether you like it or not, they're going to play like professionals. So win's a win in the NFL, no matter what team or how they look. Unless they're losing their quarterback, offensive line, wide receiver, unless the whole team's dead, a win's a win, all right? Even though they fucking suck this year, that's just what you got to do. Now, the Raiders, looking pretty decent, though, with the tight end, Dalen Walker, just fucking absolute shitting all over the Jets with 200 yards. But then you have to think about the Colts here. In order for the Colts to lose, they got to put pressure on Phillip Rivers. Now, obviously, you put pressure on every quarterback, they're not going to do as good. But Phillip Rivers doesn't really do good with the pressure. Now, he may roll out to the side a couple times to the left or right and try to make a play, but evidently it's not going to happen. You're going to have to stop the run game and force Phillip Rivers to make it a one-dimensional game. Force Phillip Rivers to pass. You got to make cover T.Y. Hilton, because last week he went absolutely bazonkers. So you have to cover him. You got to make sure you got to actually keep the offense in front of you, if that makes sense. Can't let them get behind you, because if they get behind you, they're going to blow the fucking doors off of you. So that's the key to the Raiders. Now, the key to the Colts, you just got to really attack the Raiders where it hurts the most, and that's their defense. Now, and the offense suck. To be honest, I don't think the Raiders are that good. No, I personally think the Raiders are overrated for the record. They've gotten lucky, as in lucky doesn't mean a win's not a win. I'm not crediting them for the win. I'm just saying they've gotten lucky, as in with last week and against the Chiefs and stuff like that. For the Colts, they just really need to attack the defense, attack the run game, because it felt like last week, even the Jets, the Raiders couldn't stop the run game for the Jets. It was very hard for them because he went off Mr. Ty Johnson fantasy sleeper for 124 yards and a touchdown. It was really hard for the Raiders to stop the rushing defense, stop the running game. So they just need to pound it down their fucking throats. And when they're caught slipping, blitzing, just deep and dunk it to either Pittman or T.Y. Hilton, or one of those bastards are gonna just fucking run for 1,000,000 yards. But I definitely got the Colts this game, because I feel like the Colts are just the better team overall. Now, John Gruden doesn't really do good against teams his level, if that makes sense. I love John Gruden, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't look too good for you, my guy. Colts have just been on a hot one. Colts are going to continue storming the field. They're going to win. And I got the Colts by maybe a field goal, maybe 6 points. I got the Colts by 6 points. Our next game of the week is Sunday Night Football, the one that got flexed into Sunday Night Football, kicked out the Dallas Cowboys. What a fucking game we have here. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills. Now, Buffalo Bills, looking with Josh Allen looking like an absolute fucking unit. Not blitzing, throwing fucking bullet holes through the goddamn defense last week on Monday Night Football, San Francisco 49ers. Yes, the defense was struggling, and he's going to be playing the number one defense in the NFL. But I think Josh Allen's very consistent with his numbers. And when he goes back to back, he's good. Back-to-back games, he's definitely consistent, and he throws for the same amount of yards. Now, when he struggles one game, he struggles the next. It's the craziest thing. So, for Josh Allen, what do you have to do against this Pittsburgh defense? What do you have to do? You know what you gotta do? You gotta do something trickery. You gotta do some fucking trickery. You gotta throw it short. You gotta throw it long. You gotta play action. A lot of play action. That will throw off this Pittsburgh's defense. Not the Vikings. The Washington football team did last week, against Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why they got into field goal range a bunch of times, even though they didn't give up a lot of touchdowns. Field goal range a bunch of times. There was a lot of play action. There was a lot of trickery plays. It was a lot of to the tight end. So expect the Bills tight end to get a lot of load. By the way, that's a no off the record fantasy sleeper. Bills tight end gets a lot of load, lots of dumping. But with Stephon Diggs, you have to make sure he's open. You have to get to him deep because for some reason I feel like Pittsburgh's defense can't cover the deep ball either. Now you're Pittsburgh. You're coming off a fucking terrible loss, your first loss of the season, but you don't look at it that way because you're 11-1 now. You're coming off a short week because you played on Monday. You're gonna have to come and play a short week, got 1 day less. Your schedule's been fucked all year. You've been taking shit. No one's been giving you the credit that you deserve. Now, what do the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do? They need to run the ball. I think Ben Roethlisberger threw the ball maybe 140 times last game. He had 140 attempts or some bullshit like that. Obviously exaggerating, but when you make the game one-dimensional, the defense is obviously gonna take advantage of that. So for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you gotta run the ball. You gotta, like I said, you gotta do a lot of play action. Also, these Bills team didn't look too good against the play action either in the past couple of weeks. Last week was different because the San Francisco 49ers sucked. But you also have to get some takeaways for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. For me personally, I got the Bills winning. Now you might call me stupid, but I think coming off a loss. Now again, this is not really factual, but I feel like the juju in the air is making not intentional juju, but the juju in the air is gonna make the Steelers lose another game. Gonna humble them. I'm not saying they weren't humbled before, but I feel like I said in the last show, I feel like this next couple games the Steelers are gonna lose. Just because I don't know. I really don't know why. I just have that feeling, and you know what, boys? On this show, I go with my feeling. Now, no, for real, because Josh Allen. Now, not saying Josh Allen's a better quarterback or Buffalo's a better team. I just think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be caught slipping like they did last game against the Washington Redskins, lose by a field goal. It's not going to be a game, field goal, 4 points, the most. It's not going to be a blowout game. It's going to be a very close game. And now you can argue the fact that the Steelers are going to come back and just blow the doors off because coming off of a loss, they are undefeated coming after a loss. I'm joking, they haven't lost this season, but like I said, I got Buffalo win this game. I think Josh Allen's going to take advantage of that defense. They're going to realize, and Buffalo's defense is going to make the game one-dimensional because the Pittsburgh Steelers are stooges, and they will not run the ball like they did last week, and it's going to hurt Ben Roethlisberger better than help Ben Roethlisberger. So I got the Buffalo Bills. All right, final game of the week. It's been 4 picks, guys. Long picks, right? This is Monday Night Football. Another great game. AFC North. I told you I was going to be focus point about this. We got Ravens versus the Browns. What a fucking game. You have a team that just came off two teams that came off absolute dog beatings. One against the Dallas Cowboys and one against the Tennessee Titans. Now, to me, what do I think? I think the Ravens aren't still all there yet. I feel like even though they blew off the doors off the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think they're there yet because they haven't played a good team yet with Lamar Jackson back. Now, you could say it was wrong, but I still saw problems with the defense. Even though the score wasn't high, I still saw problems with the defense for the Ravens. For the Ravens. Not Raiders. For the Ravens. I still saw problems for, the way they were allowing them to march down the field. Now, yes, they would get a stop, but they would still let them march down the field, let Zeke eat for the running game. It was not convincing to me that the Ravens are fully back to Super Bowl level. It was not convincing to me. Now, on the other hand, the Browns look really good. Now, when are the Browns ever consistent? You're right. They haven't been consistent since 2000. Now, that could be because the fact that they just haven't had a winning season yet, but this is the first time they've had a winning season since fucking, what was it called? I don't know, since I was fucking born, I guess. But like I said, I think the Browns here, if they stick to the running game and they shove it down the Ravens' throat, and maybe not like a game like last week because, it's a different team, and they're not just going to blow the doors off the Ravens. But maybe if they can stay consistent to the game plan they had last week, and the defense keeps pressure on Lamar, keeps a spy on Lamar, make sure he doesn't get out the pocket, pressure him when they need to, take advantage of the when Lamar Jackson is taking too long in the pocket to throw it, and making sure he can't just run and get the first down. If the Browns do that, I got the Browns winning, and I think they can do that. I think this Browns team is a lot better than what people think they are. I think this Browns team is going to make a statement here by beating the Ravens. I think the Browns team is going to overtake the Ravens and the wild card, and I think they're going to overtake the Ravens in the wild card, and over the division they're going to come second place. I think the Browns have a 11 win season here, 12 win season, 12 win season here. I like I said, I got the Browns. It's going to be a good game, just like Sunday Night Football. But notice how the AFC North is just dominant this year, absolute dominant this year. But boys, that's my picks. Let's see how I do this year. This week, we did 4 this week. Usually do 3, but we decided to spice it up because there were just too many good games. It's time for the NFL talk, where we just sit and talk for NFL for a couple minutes. Now, what's going around the NFL? Big one in the room. Jalen Hurts getting the fucking start over Carson Wentz. Now, how do I feel about it being a diehard Eagles fan? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's good that Carson Wentz can sit down and catch a break for a week, because it's not like the Eagles are going to go to do anything. It's not like they're going to be good this year. But with Jalen Hurts, I don't see the thing. I don't see the reward or the reason to start Jalen Hurts. Yes, I get it, is to see, you have to get over to the team Doug Peterson to win and all that bullshit. Yeah, you fucking suck, by the way. I don't think it's Carson Wentz's fault. And it's funny, I've been seeing on the Eagles social media that they've been posting a lot of things about how, like, we're a team and we're in this together and all that. But they didn't post the clips where Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox were actually defending Carson Wentz and the benching. They didn't post that. They posted, no. They posted typical media. They posted, something that would make everyone happy. Which it didn't. It didn't make me happy, so you guys fucking failed. But, anyways, what I'm saying is, I don't see the reward and the benefit of starting Jalen Hurts against the Saints team. Well, if he does good, he's better than Carson Wentz? No, he's fucking not. If he does decent, it should have been a long time ago. Guys, you're putting him against the best fucking defense. To me, it looks like they're setting him up for fucking failure. Alright, why would you put him up in the top 5 defense, starting the guy who I haven't even seen? I've seen throw 4 balls last game. One was a touchdown, one was an interception. He had the same numbers as Wentz, so that's why I'm so confused. And then what do you do if he sucks? What, do you sit him? Put Wentz back in? What, are we going to have a fucking revolving door like Chicago? No, absolutely not. And then what if he does good? Alright? What, are we going to leave bench on the Wentz? Leave Wentz on the bench? Guy's a fucking $100 million quarterback. What the fuck are we going to do there? I just say ride Wentz out. I think just, yes, put him in. Put Jalen Hurts in now. Okay, put Jalen Hurts in now. Fine. Go ahead. Don't let Carson Wentz get hurt. Now, yes, Jalen Hurts could be the future quarterback for the Eagles, but let Carson Wentz get some people around him, all right? Even Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee's show on Tuesday said when he was talking to Carson Wentz, he had a personal conversation with Wentz. Very, not short and sweet, but it was a little bit long. But he had a personal conversation with Wentz, and he even defended Carson Wentz, saying he doesn't have anyone around him. So if an NFL quarterback like Aaron Rodgers is saying he doesn't have anyone around him, like Aaron Rodgers hasn't had fucking anyone around him. Difference is Aaron Rodgers has had an offensive line. I saw a thing this week, saying showing the picture from week 1 the offensive line to week 13, and oh my God, Jason Kelsey's the only guy who stayed in. I think we've had 13 different offensive lines since week 1. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm not happy about it. Eagles fans aren't happy about it anywhere. At least the Eagles fans I see. A lot of Eagles fans are like, oh, fuck Wentz. If this ends up and Jalen Hurts does go for like 89 touchdowns or some bullshit like that, I'll eat my words. But I still think Wentz has it in him. I don't think we should get rid of him yet. I don't think we should bench him yet. Maybe bench him 1 week, but start him the next. Guys, this is not good for Wentz. Now you're like, oh, his confidence. Do you think this is fucking boosting his confidence? Tell me, Doug. Tell me, Howie. I think. Now, what happens? And also, if Jalen Hurts doesn't do fucking well, this is on Howie and Doug. I want Howie and Doug fucking out of there. If this doesn't look well, with Jalen Hurts starting, this doesn't look good. This is all on Doug and Howie, and you guys just fucking put the spotlight on y'all asses. Now, that's enough Eagles talk. But another thing going on in the league I was going to talk about, not going on in the league, but something I was going to talk about is how, the beginning of the season, it was like, oh, the storyline was who's going to be better. Bill Belichick without Tom and Tom without Bill. Now, personally, it looks like Bill's struggling a little bit more, but they're both struggling. It's funny how everybody was siding with Bill and how Tom Brady's going to do terrible and Bill Belichick's going to be the one superior. I knew this was going to happen. They're both going to fucking struggle, guys. They've both been struggling. Now, hopefully Tom Brady can come back after the bye and get the fucking W. But honestly, I think both of these guys just need another year in their systems the way it is without each other. Not saying Tom Brady's, without Bill, he needs to get used to without Bill. I'm saying Tom Brady needs to get used to the Tampa offense. Bill needs to get used to not having Tom Brady, if that makes sense. I think they're both going to do a phenomenal next year. I think both of these teams are very consistent when they are playing good. So, yes, I just thought it was funny that the storyline changed from, one's going to do better than the other, then now they both suck. Next football talk is it me or is the NFC East? Does the NFC suck this year? It seems like the only good teams we have are the Rams are a toss-up because, yes, they've been getting hot, but that doesn't mean tomorrow they could shit the bed. You got Green Bay, good team. You have the Saints, good team. Everybody else in the NFC, if I'm forgetting someone, is just fucking toss-up. Seattle Seahawks, toss-up. Rams, I'm not confirmed yet that they're the best team, but they're one of the best. They're a fucking toss-up. You got the Bucks, they're a toss-up. You got everybody in the NFC East, which is a fucking toss-up. It just seems like this year the NFC is not as good as they usually are. Like in the past couple of years, the NFC has been dominating. Just saying, you've had the Saints being good. You had the Eagles a couple of years ago. You had the Falcons. You had all those bitches. They were all fucking 13-win teams, it seemed like. 10-win teams, and the AFC kind of was on the struggle bus. But here, the tables have turned, my guys. Tables have turned, and I'm an NFC East. Not NFC East. I'm an NFC guy, all around. That's my type of guy. The East Coast is the NFC area. That's just how it is. Now I know, there's AFC teams in the East Coast, like Jaguars and fucking Jets and all that shit. Yeah, I know, but fuck off, alright? NFC East, I keep on saying that. NFC is NFC is the east side of the United States, Eastern time zone. Everything else is AFC out in the country. Don't at me. We only have one AFC team out in the fucking West. One NFC team out in the West. Everything else is in the East Coast. That's just how it goes. But I'm an NFC East type of guy. But, boys, that is the show. Thank you all for rocking with me. I've enjoyed this show today. I've enjoyed talking football. Man, it's great to come on Friday. It's a real stress reliever, with peak season at UPS and everything's being slammed. Very stress reliever coming out, just talking football. I feel like I'm talking to you. I feel like I'm talking to you all responding back. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the love. Appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the fucking support from all of you. Anything, like a video. Y'all can watch a video for literally 5 seconds, and I appreciate it. That's just how much I do. It's Christmas time, boys. Be around your family. School ended for college, just like me, so I'm going to have more time to do the show, work on the show, do some fun shit. I love y'all to death. I hope y'all have a good rest of the weekend. Let's watch Week 14. Let's do some bangers. Hopefully my picks work. Hopefully my fantasy picks work. Drink responsibly. Gamble responsibly. Sit with the boys and enjoy your time. Even, socially distance stuff. But I love y'all to death. And that is Tampa Talk. Sports Talk. Tampa Talk. Sports. Tampa Talks.